Back here at the Sioux on this Tuesday evening, an in-state showdown, 16th ranked Duke and the Charlotte 49ers. Really good crowd in attendance tonight as we get a look at the starter in the circle for Charlotte. It's Aubrey Yarnall, the freshman lefty from Montgomery, Texas.
What you're going to see from her is she's going to work the World Series. This is a Duke team that just had their first experience last year. So just being able to bring that experience, I think, is huge.
And she draws a leadoff walk, 5 pitches, and she heads down to first. All-American, having another All-American caliber season as she sends this out. Back goes Williams, and it's gone. Amina Vega, a 2-run blast, and a lightning-fast start for the Blue Devils on the road.
And just watching her swing, she made that look so much easier than what it actually is. But that ball was left up high at the letters, and I love Duke's celebration over there. But high at the letters, and Amina Vega kept her hands and just went with it on that outside corner and took it to the opposite side of the field.
Gold rips it into left. And a single for Anna Golds as Duke has a runner on with no out.
And this is not how Charlotte wanted to start this game.
Here's Kyrie Rodriguez as she pulls the first pitch into left. And Golds will speed to third. First and third for Duke. And it brings up Jada Baker, who flashes bunt. And Duke trying to get caught in a rundown. That throw gets away. Blue Devils will score. And Rodriguez is out at third.
Get your runner to score.
Well, Faith, we have our first review of the game. Umpires taking a look. Call on the field is out. Here's another look at it.
And that's very close. From that angle, it's tough because we don't know quite when her hand gets to that.
There we go. Call stands out at third. So there's one down to the first.
And that's what's been the toughest part for Duke this year is they have flashes where they just don't quite look themselves.
Baker flies out to O'Hearn for out number 2.
And we saw it last weekend with the loss to Pitt. We also saw it.
25 batter. Enters today on a 6-game hitting streak. As she rolls this up the middle, and it gets away from Gerald. On the heels of a 1-for-8 weekend against Pitt. Chopper, and the freshman shakes it off and makes the play as Gerald wraps up the inning, but not before Duke can put up 3 runs. Williams into the gap. Leadoff base knock for Olivia Williams and hit in 9 of her last 10.
Will was playing at third. You had Jada Baker, who was over at shortstop. So just a bunch of different changes.
That infield being tested. Gold goes to first and a double play. Ole Miss, Texas Tech, now Charlotte. As she grounds this. Vega in time. And that wraps up the first. A double play highlights the bottom of the first. We go to the second. Duke looks to build on this 3-0 edge here in the Queen City on ESPN+. That's slapped out to short. 1 away. Run by Amina Vega. Jennings draws ball 4. Came around to score, courtesy of the home run by Amina Vega, who is on deck. Bunt laid down. Oh, that is perfectly placed.
Especially in this transfer portal era.
You don't see that very often. The nucleus of this Duke team has remained constant throughout the years as Vega grounds it. And this could be another run. As that's thrown in, not in time. A third RBI for Amina.
Some key hits together. We're not seeing massive balls to the walls every single at bat, but they are just doing whatever they need to do to get it through. And you could tell right there that Gerald was actually playing a little bit more up the middle and on the dirt, so that didn't allow her to get over to that left side.
Brings up Anna Gold, and she finds the gap. 1 run in. 2 runs will score. Gold is out at second. It's a 2 RBI base knock, but Gold can't stretch it to 2. And it worked to perfection for the second out. Though Gold does bring across 2 more as Rodriguez splits the gap. The hit parade continues as Williams stumbled.
Using your pitchers, do they have enough rest? Are they able to recover after the series?
Yeah, 3 big games coming up this weekend as it's tracked down by O'Hearn on the move. And that ends the top of
play. And even talking to people like Coach Leftwich from NC State, who came from the SEC. She's here in the ACC, and she wants to make changes. She has ideas, and a lot of these new head coaches are like, yeah, we want to make this
professional opportunities. I was even reading online today, some of the collegiate summer league teams were saying that they have had too many players reach out. That's just how much excitement there is about this sport, as Shedrick is retired, and there's 1 down. 3-12 in the season. As she lifts this, Jennings leaves it off for Terrell, and it's brought in for out number 2. Jennings are electric outfielders as O'Hearn sends this out towards Burgess, and she tracks it down to end the second. We go to the third. Danny Drugmuller dealing through 2. Blue Devils back to bat after this. Those 2 took a picture together when Tegan was at a Clemson camp back in the day. As this is sent out to right field and brought in by Dirks on the move for the first out.
And you always want that leader to be able to step up and let everyone know, hey, you got this.
Bowling walks Burgess. Another base runner for the Blue Devils. As Aaliyah Turon appearances for Charlotte as that gets away from Lund. And the Blue Devils have another runner into scoring position.
In and gets the job done, and that's how you fight your way and get into that starting lineup.
Faces the 1-2 offering. Gerald in time, and there's 2 gone.
To defend, it to me is probably the hardest thing to defend.
Oh, what a catch! Braylon O'Hearn, full extension to wrap up the third. And we go to the bottom of the third. Commit to Charlotte and sign with Courtney Briel, who was not hired until June, as Lund is fanned for the first out.
And right now, something that Drugmuller is doing very well is she is working those spots. She's working it full in the postseason. They are going to both need Cassidy Curd and Drugmuller to be able to be successful, so working both of them.
Wynn pops out to Gold for the second out. As good as her, somebody who had a sub-2 ERA in each of the last 2 seasons. As Williams lifts this to Jennings, no trouble, and that ends the third. We go to the fourth. Duke
actually played against each other, and she is someone who had a lot of speed and power at the top of the lineup.
Oh, this one is deep to right center and gone. Tessa Malaulu out of the ballpark. And what a way to start the fourth. It's 7-0 Duke Blue Devils.
She is.
Take another look at it. Pardon me, 5th home run for the grad student.
And that was a ball that was up in the zone. She kept her hands high and just was able to carry it. Anytime you have those balls high in the zone, it is such a risk for 2. But I just see they're taking advantage of the pitch that's thrown to them, which is big.
Vega out to left. And O'Hearn hauls it in for the first out. Golds slaps it right to Gerald for the second out.
Those are the ones that you just wish you could have back because
Hitting streak with an 0 for 4 game on Sunday. So hits in 8 of her last 9 games. She grounds this to Ritchie, and that ends the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Duke adds another run. And Dirks draws ball 4. Second walk of the day drawn by this Charlotte lineup. Five in conference history is made up of Wichita State players. So the only non-shocker to be in that bunch, and she might have another extra base knock. Base hit, Jenna Lord, and it's a double for the 3-hitter. This is Charlotte's first at-bat with the runner in scoring position. As that's grounded, good look back, and there's one away. Again, the 2-2. And the count runs full. Check that. That's in there for strike 3.
and that was a tough hit.
J-roll grounder. That's 1 run. Lord headed home, and Lord is safe. 2 RBI for Jayla J-roll, and Charlotte on the board in the 4th.
And that's something that the freshman is doing so well. She is stepping up in these big moments, not playing.
Floated to center, and it's tracked down by Jennings to end the 4th as we go to the 5th. But Charlotte gets a couple across.
The team was just feeling that they knew that they are a top 25 team, so it was frustrating.
Baker grounds it. Ritchie, long toss in time. There we go. Safe at first.
And I would definitely agree with that. Here in Division I, so decided to give it up.
Grounds it. Oh, a nice stop at third, but the throw sails from Lord. And it's 1st and 3rd for the Blue Devils.
And that's something that you don't see very often from
Former Florida Softball Gatorade Player of the Year. Mike takes off, and that throws into center. And Ritchie slowly back on her feet.
someone on the way with a slide. But Ritchie noticed she couldn't quite get that ball, and she tried to get out of the way here.
As the Niners are the home team. 2-2. And Burgess will head down to first. And that gets away from Lund. So 2 in scoring position for Duke. Top of the 5th. Lays down the bunt. Throw to the plates offline. And Duke will send home another runner as Burgess comes across. And it's 10-2, Blue Devils in front.
And it looked like there was almost a collision over at home. Didn't know who was going, or everyone was trying to get out of the way, but that throw home off the mark. And right now, Charlotte just really struggling defensively, trying to make plays. You can tell.
Jennings lays it down, and Lord can't make the play.
And right now, what I see out of Charlotte is I think they are frustrated, and that's what I think I'm seeing out of Lord as well. You could see when she tried to make that catch over at home.
Also has a brother, Jordan, who plays football at Fresno State, as Jennings is in there with ease. So she comes from quite the athletic lineage. And she heads down to first. Another walk issued by Brooke Bowling, and this just has not been shot. Vega, big fly, way back, and gone. Amina Vega has done it again, a 2-run home run. And the Blue Devils all over the 49ers here in Charlotte.
Amina Vega, again, she has such quiet hands, quick, so much power, explodes from the backside with that back hip. And another home run for Amina Vega. I mean, she's leading this team for a reason. She's a captain.
12 games. Golds, way back, and again, out of here. Off the light post and left. And it's 14-2, Duke in front.
And right now, Duke is making it look like they are at batting practice. They are stepping up. What a hit from Anna Gold. The pitch on the inside corner, she's just able to get that barrel through, and she's...
Run, 5th inning for the Blue Devils. And back-to-back home runs. Rodriguez looking to make it 3 straight long balls. As she lines out to Williams for out number 2. Baker. Dirks tracks it down, and that ends the top of the 5th. 7 runs come across for Duke. It's a Lund sends it out to right, and Terrell brings it in for the first out.
And I feel like overall, Drugmuller...
Win is 0 for 1. Roller, Gold comes in and makes the play for the second out. Williams, grounder, Gold makes the play, and Duke picks up another in-state victory, moving to 7-0 in the season against North Carolina teams, 14-2, as the Blue Devil offense and a strong performance of the circle by Danny Drugmuller lead the way for the Blue Devils to victory.
Drugmuller was hitting her spot. She was spot on when she was in that circle and utilizing all of her pitches. Very efficient today, but you have to give it a round of applause to Amina Vega. The 2 big home run blasts that really set this game apart, but the offense all the way through, 1 through 9, was efficient for Duke today.
With the victory, Duke moves to 32-13 in the season. Winners of now 11 of the last 12 games.